Hey guys, first off, if you're wondering why my eyes are all red and I look like a zombie and all that kind of stuff, it's because I took a nap on a couch with cat hair on it and I'm allergic to cats. So, with that said, on the more important things, this video is kind of impromptu. I just decided to do it because I was thinking about King David, who is hands down my favorite character in the Bible, with the exception of Jesus, who is the key to everything. But David comes in a very distant second place, and he is just the man to me. He's so great, and let me tell you why I love David so much. It's not because of, obviously he's made his mistakes. If you know anything about the story of King David, there's a lot of ups and downs. And if you haven't actually read the whole story of King David from the Bible, it's 1st and 2nd Samuel, a little bit of 1st Kings too. But that's a huge chunk of the Bible devoted to him. He is a more central figure in the Bible than anyone else, with the exception of maybe, well, of course not Jesus, but maybe Paul is up there too. But other than that, there's no one higher than David. Maybe Moses or Abraham could be said something about that too. You could make a case. But anyway, David is the man. He has a lot of ups and downs, like I was saying, and his story, if you haven't read it, like the whole thing, not just heard about like, oh, David and Goliath and blah, 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 it is so epic. It is so much greater than what you think. There's so much more to the story than just David and Goliath, and not just like boring little things, really tight stuff that goes down. There's everything you want. It's like the perfect story. Someday I hope to maybe, I don't know, if Lord willing, make a movie about the story of King David, or like a trilogy or something, I don't know, because it's so tight. You need to read it for yourself. I can't express how great the story is, but it's like seriously, stuff like Lord of the Rings. It's like that exciting, and it's true. And there's some things in it that may seem outlandish or whatever. Like there's a part where King Saul, who's kind of David's enemy, although David wouldn't have said that. People that know the story know what I'm talking about. But where he goes to a spiritist, or a witch, the witch of Endor, as the Bible calls her, someone who can bring people back from the dead, their spirits back to talk with them and communicate with them. And it happens, and they bring back this spirit to talk to. And you're like, oh, there's no way that can be real. See, that's proof that the Bible's fake. Let me tell you, that stuff is real. I mean, believe it or not, it is. I used to think that kind of stuff was fake too, but then I had a rude awakening. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, it is a crazy story to the likings of Chronicles of Narnia, Lord of the Rings. Please read it. And David is the man, and he does some bad stuff. If you know about David and Bathsheba, that whole story, in a nutshell, he murders one of his best friends because he's, after sleeping with his wife, getting her pregnant, and to cover it up, he murders him and then marries her. And God was not very pleased with that, as you can probably imagine. But I guess the point of this video is, please, if you haven't gone through the entire story of David, it is incredible. Please do it, because he is hands down my favorite character in the Bible. I know, I feel like I have a lot of similarities with him. I've been prophesied in accordance with David many times from many different people. Like I feel like I have a spirit of David over my life, and although I'm trying not to make the same mistakes he did, maybe hopefully learn from his mistakes and make a few less than he did. But the main thing about David that was so tight is he kept it real, and he acted from the heart, and God loved that. He wasn't the best person in the world. He wasn't the kindest, most nice, most generous, although he was those things. But the reason God loved him was because David kept it real with him, and if he did make a mistake, he repented. David had a heart that was after God's own heart, and that's why David loved him, or God loved David. Anyway, there's way more to say about David, but you have to read the story for yourself, because I can't explain it. It's just too exciting, it's too incredible, it's too revolutionary. It will blow your mind. It'll change the way you think about the world too. Anyway, with that said, that's all I got, so peace.